So with the news of the PlayStation 5 Pro approaching, I think a better alternative for a lot of gamers, especially the ones who feel disenfranchised with what PlayStation or even Xbox has had to offer this generation, this is, I think, the time for you to start looking into getting yourself a gaming PC. Now, the price of the PlayStation 5 Pro, if that's even something that's coming, is something that we don't know. There are rumors all over the place. However, I'm looking at the price point of around $500 and something. I don't really think the rumors of about $700 really make any sense, simply because the hardware is already ancient by this point in time. Or PlayStation is that ballsy and does not think that its own user base is smart enough to know that that hardware is not worth $700 for what it offers. Now, some people want to stay in the PlayStation platform. That is your choice. I'm not saying that you must move. Please don't jump in the comment section to tell me how building a PC is something you have no knowledge of or whatever it is. That's not the point of this video. This video is basically directed at somebody who wants to make the switch, who needs the information to basically make the move to PC. Now, one thing we have to also factor in is a lot of folk are more than likely going to be trading in their, PS5s to possibly upgrade to the PS5 Pro. I say to that if you're trying to move to a PC and you're constrained on your budget, you don't need to bother with this hardware, simply because when it comes time to actually get the PC, you get a PC with a better proposition in terms of performance than this particular PS5 Pro, simply because we have rumors of what the specs are going to be. And if you look at the leaps, whenever they've done a refresh, it's nothing that you have to really worry about in terms of FOMO. So let's do this. Let's build you a PC that will cost you about $600, $638 or whatever dollars, and pretty much see if we can actually do it, not only do it, but beat the PlayStation 5 Pro in its performance and, or I guess in its anticipated performance, but we can simply easily beat the PS5. Not only that, you now have room to basically be able to upgrade as generations change for very little amounts of money. So I have here a little spreadsheet that I did a while ago. The spreadsheet is a spreadsheet that drove a lot of people mad. I don't know why I did that, because a lot of people kept saying you can't build a PC for the amount of money it's going to cost you to run a PlayStation. If you can't build a PC if it's not $1,000 or $2,000. And then I was like, well, this is coming from people who don't know anything about a gaming PC. At the end of the day, you can come to PC Part Picker. This is a website that actually helps you to streamline the process, with whatever you want to buy and however you need it. Right now, the PC hardware market has taken a huge explosion in terms of stock because there were the scalpers picking up everything. So production really ramped up. Not only that, the competition between AMD, Intel, and Nvidia is just so beautiful. And AMD sits at the sweet spot of getting you the best hardware. Those of you on console, let me break it to you. Both the PlayStation 5, the Series X consoles are AMD built devices. The Series S is also in the same place. It's built with AMD devices. So all of what I'm showing you here is not anything that is foreign to you. You're actually gaming on a PC just locked down by the console manufacturer to basically keep you in an ecosystem that you barely can break out from. What all do you need to build this PC? If you come to PC Part Picker, go to start building your PC. It will give you a list of everything you need to build. You click them to basically add yourself a CPU, memory, which is RAM, your motherboard, your video card, and it will basically help you to kind of walk through the list. And if there are any extra things that you want to add to your computer, you can add them, but we don't need that. That's stuff that you probably already own. You own your controller, you own your headsets, or whatever you want to use. I recommend that you build an AMD AM4 build. Now, some people would say go build AM5, but the reality is, even most developers are not even yet using a lot of the AM4 as their base recommended, PC specs. And so that gives you a really good advantage. Before AM4 gets to the point where it's no longer relevant, it's going to take basically the next console generation. And even then, I don't think developers are going to fall for that trap anymore, where they have to meet all of these so-called next-gen eye candy features. So you can buy yourself an $82 CPU. You can buy a motherboard for it for about $67. And after all is said and done and all the parts are basically done, you're going to be spending about $618 in terms of your base price. Now, with taxes, it's going to be more. However, if you are a little savvy, you can go on B&H. They have a program where you can actually basically get your tax refunded to you. They're not promoting anything on this channel. It's just something that I use in terms of basically saving money whenever I make purchases of hardware for computer builds. This is a very interesting place to start. And, the reason I just gave this as an overview is because you may not want to build AMD. You may want to build Intel. You may not want to use an AMD graphics card. You may want to use NVIDIA graphics card. You may have more money to spend actually on a PC build. But the $600 price point to me is actually quite amazing for what you can get. Again, something that I didn't even show you guys was that your graphics card that you actually use for this build, if you can leverage and capture this particular graphics card, is a 1440p graphics card. That is just a monster. I play everything with this build. I do have this build, which is insane. So I put my money where my mouth is, and I see the use, and I have my own experience that I can actually point out. The graphics card is a 6750 XT. I have a different model of it. Let me go ahead and see if we can actually find it here. That way you can see the model that I have. It's a little more expensive than the one that I recommend. 6750 XT. Yeah, I have a different version of it, and the one that I have is the XFX, this one, 319, and I think I paid $314 or so for it. The price has come down to $297, which is actually a steal at the end of the day. So yes, you can leverage and capture this graphics card, and I tell you, it's going to run everything. The PS5 uses a 6700 non-XT. So this is about 2 tiers higher, and also being on the desktop side, it's just a lot more powerful. It's got its own cooling. It can run, graphics acceleration better. You're not necessarily missing anything. If you have a little bit more money, you can actually up your CPU too. And then basically you're going to be waiting for, basically 2 generations down the road before games will start demanding more from you, of which I think developers are going to take a real hard look at the way they actually make their games as time goes on. But with the conversation right now in the place where people are talking about possibly paying for a brand new console, I don't think it's a way for a lot of people to actually go. I think some people have an opportunity now, having seen the way this generation of consoles, the PS5 and the Series X, were marketed, basically overhyped. I think this is an opportunity for people to be able to say, you know what, maybe I should check out what PC has to offer, because all of this, all of these games on PlayStation 5 and Xbox are going there. And I don't have to basically make a compromise in terms of the quality of the game, because I can get a PC that allows for me to be able to do that. One thing that people might also have some kind of an issue with is possibly understanding the platform and, basically saying, I don't want to have to deal with all of this stuff. But again, you're your own engineer, so you're going to have to do your troubleshooting. That's part of the whole journey. So if you don't want to deal with that, then that's fine. But keep in mind that this is definitely something that you would need to know if truly you need or want this. No need to go get a gaming PC just out of the fact that, you think you want one. You'll be sure. You'll know if definitely you actually do want one. And if you don't want one, then don't go get one and then, have any regrets at the end of the day that, you got into something that you were not really aware of. Just understanding that this will provide you an option, and it's one way to go. But anyways, let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching the video. Are you going to buy a PS5 Pro? Are you still going to buy another console? Let me know. Thanks for watching. Peace out.